Today we're going to be talking about, are you ready to go full electric car in South Africa? Yes or no? Let's start at the beginning. In Europe, obviously electric cars are booming. There's big push from government to get them through, incentives for people to buy them, charging stations everywhere. But if you look at the South African setup, 43% import duty taxed on new vehicles coming in. So that automatically makes the electric vehicles more expensive. Also, the technology is new, so inherently the electric cars are going to be slightly more expensive than their fossil fuel cousins. If you look at where the energy is coming from to power these vehicles in South Africa, unless you've got a solar panel on your roof at home or at your office, chances are you'll be running the car off electricity from a coal-powered fire station. Either that or nuclear, and we know how difficult toxic nuclear waste is to get rid of. You just have to look at aging Coburg power station in the Western Cape to know that. Also, another thing about lithium battery powered cars is the mining of lithium, like the mining of any mineral, is very intrusive on Mother Nature, and there's a lot of waste byproducts that go into that. So the actual manufacturing of the electric car has quite a big carbon footprint in itself, and then once you get it on the road, you'll be using coal power in South Africa more than likely, unless you get one of the new generation of electric cars that is hopefully going to be rolling out en masse in the next couple of years. Is an electric car with solar panels on the roof and the bonnet. If you look at a car, there's a lot of surface area that is going wasted. And with the advancements in solar technology, and you can almost sort of put the solar panel into the paintwork, into the body of the car, makes it quite a tasty sensation indeed. Putting the solar panel into the skin of the car makes it very favorable in places like South Africa with lots of sun. Australia, you know, you can get many thousand hours of kilowatt hours of energy just by leaving your car out in the midday sun. It's great for work. If you've got a fair drive between work and home, while you're doing your work at the office, the car can be charging. So that's going to be a plus, but it's definitely not a mainstream in electronic cars at the moment. But in the future, that will be a real game changer. It means that you don't always have to be tapping into the grid. You can be tapping into Mother Nature. I think that is going to be the car of the future. It has a small battery, a lot of solar power on the roof, so to speak, and really saving commuters on a lot of money. Instead of having to fill their car up using electricity from the mains, just use good old Mother Nature. In terms of maintenance, electric car wins. The motor on an electric car is very simple, very few moving parts compared to a classic combustion engine car, but it also depends on what combustion engine car you're comparing it to. If you had to compare it to the most unreliable cars in the world, sure, the electric batteries now have got an 8-year warranty, 160,000 Ks on average, so you'd expect to encounter some engine trouble on an unreliable, let's say the worst European brand. I'm not going to go into specifics, but you know who I'm talking about. If you look at them, you're likely to get to do some fairly major work on the engine before 160,000 Ks or 8 years of motoring. So that makes the electric car quite attractive. But if you compare it to a reliable car like a Honda or a Toyota, you'd expect to get at least 10 years, 200,000 Ks out of an engine before you even have to open it up. So what are you really comparing it to? The key questions is, do you have access to renewable energy to charge the thing? If that's no, then what are you actually doing driving an electric car? More than likely it's on coal. 2, does your electric car have solar on the roof? If it has solar on the roof, it's a game changer, and you can hold your head up high and say, listen, my car is using real sun energy and not just a quasi green car, so to speak. But then you have the cost issue in South Africa is going to be an issue until the lawmakers can bring the import tax for new cars down. What they're trying to do is protect the local industry, which you can understand, but you also need to protect the environment, and we need to bring in the right electric cars. And then you have mild hybrid and regular hybrid technology. Mild hybrid is once the car's up to speed, the electric engine kicks in and helps with coasting and stopping and regenerative braking and all that good stuff. Whereas a full hybrid car like the Prius, the electric engine will help in some of the acceleration at lower speeds as well. So there's a lot of different options out there, but in the South African setting, it depends what you're looking for. If you're just looking for a small little runaround, I'd still be tempted to go for a small little petrol engine car, a little Honda Jazz or something like that, and then wait 3 years until the electric infrastructure is in the country, more cars with solar power. That's the time you want to be buying your electric car, not now. It's like you don't want to buy the first of anything. You don't want to be the first guy to get fiber in your neighborhood, because there's a few teething problems that need to get sorted out before you get it. And when you're talking about which hybrid is the one to go for me, I'd go Lexus. They've been making the RX, the SUV for many years now. Tried and tested technology. You can't go wrong with Japanese build quality. So if you're looking for a hybrid, I'd go for the Lexus. If you're looking for a small electric car, the Nissan Leaf is always a good option. But I would be tempted to wait on the full auto, the fully electric cars, until you have some solar on the roof. All in all, there's a lot to choose from, but just wait a little bit longer in the South African setting and you can get the car of your dreams. What a lot of other people are doing is instead of buying an electric car, they're converting their car. That is another option for people that want to go green. It's cheaper taking the engine out of your existing car and putting a battery pack and the electric motor in there than actually buying an electric car. So people get attached to their cars. If you're one of those people that is attached to their car but wants to be looking into the future, I would definitely look at getting a battery pack in the car and trying to find a way to get to some solar on your roof as well. It is all possible in this day and age. Just go out and do it, and you won't regret it. If we're looking at larger vehicles like buses and trucks, they're already there on full solar powered vehicles, but there's so much roof space. There's a fleet of buses in China that's fully powered on solar, because they only need 5 times the amount of propulsion power, but it has a tremendously more scale of roof area, so you can really throw on a lot more panels on there, which means more power. It's got more payload capacity, so you can keep bigger batteries. And basically the thing can run indefinitely, meaning obviously a great impact on carbon footprint. The logistics sector is a big user of diesel. If they can start going to fully electric trucks, we've even seen fully electric autonomous trucks, which is, well, I don't know about autonomous trucks, but that leads me to another point. What is better, a human driver or an autonomous driver? Because humans are not perfect. They can crash, they can make mistakes. So it really does beg the question, what is safer, a relatively untested technology or testedly imperfect humans? But that's a debate for another day. Get on board, leave your comments below. Would you go electric in South Africa, or would you wait? Let me know. Catch you next time on Africa Sideways.